Hi there, welcome to DesignSpark Ask the Expert. Today I'm joined by Weller and Luca Conte from Weller. Hi Luca, do you want to say hello to DesignSpark?
Ciao Greg, hello everyone. I'm Luca Conte, sales manager for Veller for Southern Europe. I've been with Veller for 13 years as application expert and sales manager for Italy and Southern region from Portugal down to Greece.
Great. Thanks for joining us today, Luca. We're really delighted that you're taking the time to come to talk to us. So what we're talking about today is the WXsmart soldering platform from Weller. Now, it's not even a year since this has been launched, but already for us at RS, it's a very successful line. What's the evolution from the old WX family from you, and how's it going within the market? What are you seeing in response to the WX Smart platform?
Yeah, I must admit that since the first stage, we knew that we were introducing into the market a new ecosystem, a completely new smart ecosystem never seen before on the soldering market, on the soldering unit, or on a soldering tool that are fascinating from both the good-looking aspect on the first sight, but also from its hardware and software solutions. We knew that, but we could not expect to overachieve our targets, as WXsmart has been Weller's most successful launch in our history. Key of success is not just one, as customer has selected the WXsmart platform for each specific needs or for personal perspective and thanks to specific features. So it's difficult to summarize. And WXsmart family has introduced several new features completely invited by our smart R&D team and collected by our customers, the so-called VOCs.
Mhm.
And it's quite evident that the focus customers for this platform are high-level EMS, aerospace, medical, military or automotive markets, fields where traceability is almost mandatory nowadays. But it's not only this. There are several new features that everyone could join off. So every user has chosen or can choose WXsmart for one or another feature and benefit, or for the combination.
Yeah, we know there's been a lot of interest in WX Smart. So, and I think you're right in what you're saying in terms of the customer choice. There are different different functionality that different customers will pick up on. So, if I was to say to you about the top 5 points of the WX Smart platform, would you maybe just give me a kind of summary on those?
Yeah, not easy, but if you ask me to select just five, I would maybe start by easy control, high power, small dimension, smart features, and flexibility. So by looking around, you will see that to tackle each individual application in front of him, nowadays a standard medium-level professional operator would need at least two different tools to tackle a wide range of application in the small sizes, but also in the big sizes. Each of these tools should have and must have a wide range of tips available and with a easy control of all the parameters. So when developing the WXsmart, we've started by implementing it to what we wanted to be the smartest unit in the market, two channels to allow the user to always have two tools available at the same time and the best screen in the soldering unit. And it's not just a screen, it's a 4.3 inches ESD heat resistant patented touchscreen.
Hmm.
Users have appreciated the ease of use of this display, even when wearing protective gloves, and its robustness that prevent damages, as the display is real glass, and so even if you touch it with your hot tip, you won't damage it. But pay
Right.
attention to the plastic because it's plastic anyhow. Uh, this white display is well visible. It provides you all the relevant information that you would need, and you don't need to get closer to the unit or to rotate it or to turn it because it shows all the values easily with a good looking. Another aspect WXsmart is simple as a standard smartphone to be used. So even if it's feature rich, it's really easy and it provides an intuitive use. Another appreciated aspect can be the mechanical one. Really important for a part of the user because nowadays workbenches can be crowded due to all
Hmm.
the equipment that you have nowadays. You know, microscope, analyzer, tools, soldering or working tools, chemicals, braiding plates. And so WXsmart are stackable one over the other one on top of the other one to save precious space where you need to work. Then, when you have a chance, please, Greg, try to lift a WXsmart. You will immediately feel its power because it's heavy. It's 4.5 kilos, 4.5 kilos, mainly because of its heavy 300 watt toroidal trafo included. This
Hmm.
is because most application nowadays require high power, and this high power trafo has also a smart power management that allow the use of 400 watt contemporarily. So, for example, you can use a solder buff, 200 watt in one channel to pretin the cable, and in the other channel you will always have a 200 watt soldering iron available to
Hmm.
complete your joining task on the connector. And this is high power, and this is another example of what you would need today. So another main reason of WXsmart success for sure is its high power and the possibility to use two high power tools at the same time on a single control unit. Then, moving on, another relevant difference with the rest of the market, as well as another key of its success, is for sure WXsmart multi-compatibility. Yes, because WXsmart is compatible with all standard WX tools and accessories that are 17, plus the new smart ones. So some customers decided to simply move from their old standard WX tools to the new WXsmart and keep on using their standard WX tools and maybe starting using the new smart ones just for specific application where the new smart features are must or are could be an added value. So this is another part of the flexibility of the WXsmart. You will keep on using also your old standard WX tools. And with all WXsmart unit, you can always select your combination of tool tip on two different sizes. So high power, standard power, low power, three different heating technologies, passive tips, cartridge or active tips, smart or not smart, each with different dimensions,
Hmm.
performance, and of course running costs. So you can always select what to use and how to invest your money. One WXsmart does it all. Just add the accessories of your choice, and then you can turn your station into what you exactly want at that time. And so we can say that it's a long-term security of your investment.
Fantastic. That's interesting to hear what you were saying previously about the voice of the customer. Yes, it's always important to incorporate feedback from your customer when you're developing new products, and it appears that you've taken a lot of that and you've put it into one soldering unit. For example, you've got three different heating technologies, whereas most brands may have one. So you've really packed a lot into a soldering unit there, haven't you?
Yeah, and here another point, another really important point. This is not just a soldering unit. As the maximum example of its wide compatibility and flexibility, as well as one of the most demanded solutions, is the combination of the WXsmart control unit together with the WXair module to build up a rework system. So you can start just by a soldering set, and then just by adding a WX Air module, you'll turn it into a complete reworking set
Hmm.
with no need of additional control unit nor connection to compressed air. So it will be also a mobile solution wherever you would need to solder, desolder, and using also hot air. All stackable, so saving space on top of your workbench, as said before. So again, flexibility, smart features, small dimension, high power, easy control. These are just 5 of the main relevant point of view that you can take advantage of from WXsmart.
Yeah.
From my point of view.
So it really does, turn a workbench into a real platform for prototyping, development. It's more than just a unit; it is a total platform as well. One of the things that you were talking about earlier was the ease of use and the screen, which I've seen. It's a very impressive screen that you have, and obviously flexibility and functionality for a user is important on the bench. But also with WXsmart, I just really want to know a bit more about the actual smart tools. Why is a WXsmart smart, if you like?
Yeah, as said, to make this solution really smart, our R&D have developed some new tools that are smart and provide some interesting new features. When launching WX and its tools, just after I joined the company 13 years ago already, we were talking about new digital tools because at that time we were including some electronic into the handle of the tool itself. But with WXsmart family, we were not just talking about intelligent tools, but as you
Mm-hmm.
said, Greg, we are talking about smart tools. And now I'll try to explain you which are the smartest point of them. So, for example, they have several new patented features such as RGB ring lights individually settable for each tool, its connector, and its side of the display of the unit. So, and this is not just a cosmetic feature. Try to imagine a workbench with more than one smart unit stacked one over the other. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can have maybe 4 different tools connected. Each of them will have a specific light on the handle, on its connector, and on the display. So for you, it will be really easy to address each individual tool's parameters.
Right.
Vice versa, if you are not having this, you are like a little thumb. You have to follow the wire of the tool
Mm-hmm.
and see where it goes. This is simple, but in my eyes, it's also a smart feature. But the smartest feature, of course, is the fact that the smart tips are the only one in the market with a built-in chip, which allows to have specific information stored in information like tip specific style, its drawing, its ordering code, its production date, its serial number, its specific last calibration date and value, its the last 5 calibration dates, soldering joint counter, total power consumption, so a lot of information that can be read. There are 4 smart tools available right now. All of them are according to military standards,
Mm-hmm.
so can be used wherever you want, also in a military application. Um, Starting from the 2 smart irons that we have launched in October together with the WX Smart Control Unit. One is meant for a heavy duty application. It's the so-called WX UPS MS. It's a 150 watt smart ultra soldering iron. As said, it mainly covers high power application when you need a lot of heat. The other one is called WXMP-MS, and it's the smartest tool up to now because it's also a 2-in-1 soldering iron covering the micro application, so for microelectronic, but also the so-called pico application, the smallest one, down to 0.1005. So this tool handle both the micro smart tip family and the pico smart tip family. Total of 36 tips, and counting also the ultra, we are talking about more than 60 tips up to now. Also possible to customize them on request. So one tool two tips family for a total of a lot of tips. This is what we say that is smart.
Hmm.
And as for all the standard Weller active tips, also in this case, tip change is toolless and can be done in hot condition because the handle is part of the tip itself. Also, you can change the tip without turning off the unit and in a while without any need of tool. All these aspects are also available for the new tools that are the new smart tweezers, WXUTS for heavy duty application and WXMTS for micro and pico application.
Okay. And the tweezers themselves, are you still referring to them as smart tools as well?
Yeah, these are the new smart tweezer and they are the last member of the WXsmart family. We have completely redesigned the soldering tweezer, extending the portfolio and adding new features. So the standard and actual or old WXMT and WMRT have done a good job up to now, but now it's time to take advantage of the new smart features, and so that's the reason. So now we have one version with 150 watt for heavy duty application and bigger components, and another one for standard application, again, the so-called micro application, but also the smallest one, the so-called pico applications, and so tips. Thermal tweezers are an efficient alternative to the solder component, dual-sided component, instead of using hot air, for example. Hot air can be dangerous if you are not really expert on how to use it for
Yeah.
nearby components. And so this is a more flexible and easier to be used compared also to soldering iron with a dual-sided tip. So this is a complete revolution. Also because each individual tip of the pair of the two can be specifically aligned. They can rotate around 80 degrees and they can be also moved about 1.5 millimeter. So you can exactly set however you would prefer. But it's not mandatory because when we provide you the heads, they are already aligned. And so you are saving time. You don't have to waste your time because for the most of application, they are already good. But then if you want, you can also have a specific setting.
Right.
Uh, Also in this case, as said, and of course, smart tweezers and their tips have a built-in chip. And so all parameters, as said before, can be read and stored. And Weller is the only manufacturer of smart tips in the market for a time being.
Okay. So in terms of the smart tips with your built-in chips, obviously you're collecting data. So what is the main benefit of that data? If we were to say, the tangible benefit of having smart tips, could you just highlight what that would be?
Yeah, for example, as tips are recognized by the control unit, you can lock them and you can allow the operator just to use the correct one.
Hmm.
Easy, but also auto calibration or specific calibration because the offset value, so the compensation value, will be set exactly in the tip. And where you move the tip, you will move also its calibration. And this
Right.
will elevate the quality control. This is the next step of control and safety of the process to manage it completely from the control unit down to the tool, but up, down again to the tip itself. This is the next level of traceability and what we call total process control.
Okay. Now, in terms of traceability, that really is an important point, particularly in some industries where they need absolute traceability through from beginning to end, from product design through to product sale. What is it about the impact of traceability that you're doing now with the WXsmart?
Yeah, for safety critical application or in military, automotive, medical markets, traceability is required to ensure repeatability and reliability of the process and provide evidence of it whenever it's needed. So parameters such as serial number, style, actual set temperature, power consumption, timings, solder drops, calibration data can be read and stored at any time. Or vice versa, with integration of the customer's traceability environment, some settings can be linked to the actual application in front of the pardon. Or vice versa, with integration to the customer's traceability environment, some settings can be linked to the actual application in front of the operator,
Hmm.
allowing him just to work with the correct combination of tool and tip, which process parameter will be automatically set. And finally, all the process data can be linked to the specific serial number of the product itself, of the board itself, for future check and need. So all the relevant data will be available whenever you want. In automotive market, for example, those data should be stored for some decades.
Yeah, I think that's quite an important point. Is in terms of traceability, it's it's that line of sight, how far you can go back. Could you maybe just provide an example of where you would see this actually used in practice, for example?
Yeah, there are 4 on-demand softwares on the WXsmart units that are coming soon, thanks to which you could include your manual process to your MES or ERP system through MQTT, for example, but adding also the QR code scanning feature. So in that case, for example, the operator will scan it, it's is a barcode, and so the system will know the name of the operator. Then when receiving the PCB, it will scan the PCB too, and the system will ask the operator to connect a specific tool and a specific tip. And only when the correct combination will be connected, the system will automatically set the parameters, so the
Hmm.
working temperature, and start data logging. When operator will finish the operation, will scan again barcode, and all this data will be linked to the specific serial number of that board. This is the complete solution of traceability. This is Industry 4.0.
Yeah, and I think also, it's really worth highlighting that once you are in control, there is no deviation. So the system itself will be set. There's no deviation. There's total traceability. So you're now bringing in the world of real quality control right down to the tip level. Is that right?
Yeah, as always, we are certificating that our tools and tips do not need any calibration because we are currently always inside of the IPC standards. But when you want to have more precision and to elevate your standard, you can, because all our units are having offset feature to set a compensation value. And recently we have developed a new temperature measuring device that is called the WCU. That is a reliable and precise device. It's ESD safe, battery powered, so you
Hmm.
can use whenever you go, even on the go. Low energy consuming, and you can use with any soldering iron, not just with a Weller tool. It's easy to use and it works with both the built-in thermocross, where you go touching your tip, or you can also connect a standard type K sensor. And they are working at the same time, and so you can make different kind of measurements. Special features included like measurement counter that is resettable, max hold function to keep evidence of the highest thread value, but generally users are in love with it because it's really precise. It
Hmm.
takes just less than 10 seconds to operate, and it's really easy to use. It's also competitive if you want to mention price talking with competitors. And as said, you can use with any soldering tool and tip. We have all spare parts available, and as it's a calibration instrument, we recommend an yearly calibration that can be done by our repair service in Hungary. Last but not least, quality manager love the auto calibration feature, because when you connect WCU to any WX or WXsmart unit, this provide you a next level of a calibration. So with the cable, you have to order separately. You can connect the WCU and a smart WX or WXsmart unit, and the offset value will be automatically addressed to the tool when connected.
Right.
But the combination is smart. So if the WCU is connected to a WXsmart and you are measuring a smart tool and tip, the calibration elevates to a smart auto calibration, because the offset value will be automatically addressed to the smart tip itself. And this is, again, the highest level of calibration you could achieve today. Perfect to any ISO audit, I suppose.
Fantastic. Look, I really thank you for your time today and taking time to explain the WXsmart platform for us. Like I said at the beginning, this has been a really good line for us as well, and I can understand the reasons why. And what's behind that is that you've really, changed the kind of landscape of the soldering environment with this platform. So in terms of flexibility, usability, traceability, all of that stuff coming into a soldering platform and environment is really something quite unique that I don't see anywhere else at the moment. So thanks for taking the time today, and I hope we can talk to you again real soon on DesignSpark.
Thanks to you, and have a good day, you all. Ciao.